Yeah. What's going on, y'all? I'm Brandon Atlanta Man Bain, coming to you live right here at Coach's Corner, the center of the universe, Thunderbolt, Georgia. Another installment of Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Rubbin' is racing, grubbin' is tasting. Man, you guys are going to hear a lot of background noise tonight for a little while. There's a huge crowd up here at Coach's, man. Awesome deal. You guys got to check this out. I tell you all the time, if you hadn't been here yet, you got to come check it out, man. So we're not going to waste any ado, man. We're getting right into it. If you're new to the show, first time tuning in, the way we always like to start it out is the word of the day. So if you've never played along, basically, Lawrence, my producer, is going to throw up a word sometime during this. Whatever that word is, when I say it, you take a sip of your favorite adult beverage. As I always like to say, it's age appropriate. It's Wednesday, it's summertime, there is no bedtime. Hey, man, if you're under the age of 21, get some Kool-Aid, some sweet tea, energy drink, get cranked up, man. Have a great time on a Wednesday. So there again, like I said, every time I say tonight's word, make sure you take a sip. Tonight's word is going to be, I have no idea what it is. Last week's word, caution. Man, I'm telling you right now, probably came out quite a few times. If you watched that race on Sunday, you know it was filled with it. But we'll see how many times I said it. But definitely make sure you play along tonight, y'all. Moving right into that NASCAR news, Phoenix is sold out for the grand finale, the championship weekend here this year in 2022. It is renewed for the 2023 season, man. We will be back in Phoenix for the conclusion of the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series season next year, man. I think that's pretty cool. I've got some opinions on it. We're going to talk about it a little bit later on in the show, but good deal, man. If it's sold out and it continues to sell out, why move it, man? Great for the sport. Little sneak peek, man. Yesterday on social media, Ally over there had a little whiteboard and some guys are writing some things down on it. And if you go on Twitter, I know it's posted on there, a few other social media outlets, you see Martin and North Wilkesboro 2023. So speculation is maybe Martin's coming back to race a one-off race if we get it next season, North Wilkesboro, whether it's Cup Series, whether it's Xfinity, whatever it may be, you might see Martin back behind the wheel of one of these cars, man. So who knows? We got to wait and see if that happens. But at the end of the day, some exciting news, something to chew on there for a little bit, man. Denny Hamlin seals the deal, man, wins that Coca Cola 600 in a while when it was. I'm not going to spill too many beans because we're going to talk about it later on. But that is, I guess, if you say the last crown jewel that he needed in the crown to complete it in the career, man. What a race it was. Big shout out to the 11 team. Started from the pole, finished first, got the job done, man. Hey, there again, y'all, if you haven't yet, please go out, like, share, follow all that social media that we have. You can find us on Instagram. You can find myself and Rubbin' and Grubbin' on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook. But definitely, above all else, make sure you go check out that YouTube channel. Lawrence does a great job chopping and editing that show, adding some new tidbits in. So make sure you go on YouTube, check it out. Like, share, follow, all that. Like I say, that's kind of how we spread more eyes on the show, the more things we can get up here for the charitable causes that we do in the events we hold here at Coach's and the Checkered Flag for Charity, specifically held for Rubbin' and Grubbin', man. So make sure you guys go out, like, share, follow, all that social media, man. Great interview there with Dirty Mo Media and Dale Jr.'s podcast, man, with Jeremy Mayfield. It's a two-part deal. Part one came out this week. I think they're releasing part two either later this week or next week. Make sure you guys go check that out, man. A lot of insight to the career and what kind of happened to Jeremy Mayfield, the troubles he went through, the things he's made to come back and doing, man. I'm telling you what, it's an awesome thing. Go out, check that out. Dirty Mo Media on that Dale Jr. Download podcast, man, is an awesome, awesome interview, man. Cool sponsorship deal coming up here this week with Woods Brothers, man. So they're honoring Ford for 100 years of support for the U.S. military, man. I think, especially after last weekend, nothing more can go on and speak bigger volumes than what NASCAR does as a whole, but specifically the Wood Brothers for our military, man. So make sure if you're a military guy, not into NASCAR, check it out this weekend, man. You're going to see an awesome, awesome support for that military. So moving right in, man, we're getting into the next deal, Checkered Flag for Charity. I hadn't sworn yet, so what the hell, we'll go ahead and get that bucket up here, man. I'll go ahead and swear now. We'll get it up here. If you guys watch all the time, you know every time I say a swear word, which not many have happened throughout the last couple months, man. I hadn't been drinking on the show. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you, when I get back from this family vacation I'm going on, which I'm excited to go, seeing my great uncle, other uncles, cousins, second cousins, aunts, everybody, my whole family, my grandma, my sister, my brother-in-law, everybody's gonna be there, man. I'm stoked about that. But at the end of the day, checkered flag for charity, man. So what we do here on Rubbin' and Grubbin' is every week, whatever car number wins, we donate that into our swear bucket, our checkered flag for charity. A little more tidbits, man. But at the end of the day, the 11 car won. Y'all know us, 11 is never good enough. It's always going to be at least a Christopher Bell in that 20. 20 more goes in, man. That brings the total to over 1,200 bucks we've raised so far. I tell you guys all the time, man, it is for a special friend of my family, mine and my wife's. She passed away earlier this year. She leaves behind a daughter. We're raising money for an educational fund for her. Like I say all the time, we're doing Cooler Full of Joys throughout the summer at different concerts. We got a barbecue competition coming up here in October. I got to talk to John and get those dates set, and I'll be announcing that in the next few weeks. But at the end of the day, man, it's all about raising money for a good cause. This one's, you know, hard on my heart. It's close to my heart. It's close to my wife's heart. So make sure you guys come out to the events and support, man. I tell you all the time, if you're a patron of the Coach's Corner, you come out to have cold beer, come out to get something to eat with the family, stop your waitress, stop your waiter, talk to a bartender. Hell, if you see John and Adele Henderson walking by, man, talk to them. Tell them you want to donate to that checkered flag for charity. They're going to make sure that it gets donated and goes to the right place, man. I tell you guys all the time, doesn't matter, nickels, pennies, dimes, 10, 20s, 150s, whatever you got to spare, we're going to take, man, because at the end of the day, it all adds up. Now, I can do it up here, I can promote it, I can push it, I can be here, I can donate my time and money, along with a lot of other patrons at Coaches already do, but all of this is made possible by y'all support. The people of the community, the people that come into Coaches, not only supporting Coaches, but support the causes, y'all. So at the end of the day, I can't raise the money without y'all. So like I said, come in, bring some spare money, donate it in, get your feel good, all for a good cause that stays local right here 100% in the community, y'all. Greatly appreciated. Big shout out to my main man, Parker Eccles out there at Arbor Man Tree Service, one of my main sponsors on my show outside of Coaches. I tell you what, this guy's awesome. I grew up with him my whole life, more like a brother to me, man. Always sponsors my show for the last few years. Great cause, great dude. But Arbor Man Tree Service, man, you're going to see that number scrolling on the screen tonight. If you need any kind of tree service, make sure you give Parker Eccles a call over there at Arbor Man. Locally owned, locally operated, insured, man, going to take care of all the needs you need tree-wise. Like I said, if you're not sure what you need, give him a call. He'd be more than happy to come out, give you an estimate. It doesn't matter if it's stump grinding, tree removal, cutting some limbs back. Like I said, if you don't know, hey, man, we're getting into that hurricane season. You better go ahead and get it taken care of, man, before one of these things get close and cause more damage than what it would already. So, like I said again, Arbor Man Tree Service. Make sure you give Parker Eccles a call. Love you, brother. I'm going to call you in the next couple weeks. You got to get your wristband scored up for Atlanta in July. They got some big things I want to talk to you about going on up there, too, man. You're really going to enjoy it. But I'll give you a call, man. And like I say, all tree service needs, Arbor Man, Parker Eccles, man. He always sponsors the Who's Hot and the Who's Not, man. So this is my second favorite installment behind the checkered flag for charity that we do here on the show. We're going to waste no time and get right into it, man. So we always start out with the Who's Hot. Kyle Busch, man, still going to stay on that top spot, and I am going to flip him over. If y'all been watching the show over the last few weeks, I told y'all I wasn't going to flip him, the turtle back off his shell until he did something good off the racetrack. During last week's race at Charlotte, it's huge not only for the memorial service to our lost military men and women that we lost in combat. They gave the ultimate sacrifice, but it's a homecoming for NASCAR. Almost all these shops are stationed there around the Charlotte area. They do a lot of big things. It's one of the first times in the past couple of years they opened their race shops back up to fans for autograph sessions, different things, tours. I saw one on social media on Twitter, man, that had Kyle Busch, and a little girl walked up while he was signing autographs for his fans. Not only did she get the card signed, she also got her unicorn sparkles or sprinkles signed by him as well. Took a picture with him, and the man said, "You and Sprinkles are welcome anytime at a racetrack." Look, man, he might talk really bad. He might not know how to talk to a camera. He might be an arrogant ass, if you really want to know my honest opinion about it on that racetrack. But it did give me an insight to the way he treats his fan and treats these people. So big kudos. The turtle's back off his shell for the time being. Hopefully he can run the rest of the season on all four. But if he acts up again, I'm going to flip him right back over on that shell, man. But big kudos. And like I said, he's going to stay at number one. Brought it home second behind a teammate at Denny Hamlin. Overcome some stuff throughout that race, man. Drove the wheels off that race car. How he missed that last big wreck, I have no idea, man. A little bit of luck, a little bit of skill. But at the end of the day, this is probably the hottest guy in the sport right now. Doesn't have some of the consistent finishes throughout the last few weeks that some other drivers do, but that man is bringing fast race cars, leading laps, and running up front until he's not. So until somebody goes out and they're running more consistent up front and better week in and week out, Kyle Busch going to stay number one, y'all. 2 for me, there again, Kyle Larson's got to stay on it, man. Had a hell of a race there at Charlotte, which we're going to get into a little bit more as we go on into this. I'm not going to spoil it right now. But I tell you what, came back, had a great finish there. Maybe not deserving of what it should have been. Leading late, man, I'm telling you, came really close. But there again, bringing fast race cars. Maybe not executing as a team the way they need to be, or, you know, as a driver the way he needs to be, or mechanical issues. There again, leading back to the shop. But at the end of the day, you keep bringing fast race cars, you're going to end up winning races, man. So I'll keep Kyle Larson second on that list. Third to me has to go to Toyota overall, man. I tell you what, you go back and look, JGR specifically had 3 guys inside that top 5. Denny Hamlin taking the win. You had Kyle Busch finishing second, and you had the man Christopher Bell 5th there. So Martin Truex, I think, finished 12th. So say all 4 of those Gibbs Toyotas up there, man. Toyota in general ran really good throughout that whole night, man. And another one that kind of I'll split with that has got to be Trackhouse. I think that was the most dominating team. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on, but those boys deserve some kudos on the hot list too. Bringing great equipment not only for the one, but for that 99 of Daniel Suarez as well. So we're going to split that last one. I'm going to pause for station identification, y'all. I got to get something to drink right here at Coach's Corner Sports Network. Thank you guys for tuning in to Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Hope y'all are having a great hump day. Cheers, y'all. Woo. That's some cold water right there, man. Moving right into that who's not. It was really hard for me to come up with who's not specifically about race teams, because I think that race at Charlotte was one of the best one we did. Everybody gave it their all. There was a lot of teams that ran good until they didn't, whether it be early or whether it be late in that race. So we're not going to do that. We're going to talk about how much people are talking about not liking this next-gen car and kind of bitching and complaining about the direction that it's headed. Now, I'm going to tell you like this, man. If you watch that race at Charlotte and you watch a few races going on, we all know we've had tire issues throughout the year. I think that NASCAR has done a great job with Goodyear and driver and team feedbacks to take these tires in and get a right compound. I think that compound we had at Charlotte, the one we had at Darlington, I think those are awesome tire compounds, man. I think that you're able to run them for a certain amount. Once you cross that threshold of tires, you're going to see a little bit of wear, man. You're going to see some things that happen. We saw some tires blister. We saw a few flats. But at the end of the day, they held up pretty strong there. So I'm going to say that issue is getting corrected, and I love the direction they're headed. Now, the car specifically, man, are you kidding? That was an awesome race there at Charlotte, man. They battled back and forth, lead changes side by side. Guys were getting huge runs, maneuvering. The guys they just passed were coming back, passing them. What more can you ask for? If you want to go back to seeing single file, long races, long runs, no stage racing, this and that, and yada, 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 and all the things, the Christmas pass that we talk about, man, it's a new day and age in NASCAR, brother. Charlotte had over 300,000 folks in attendance. Phoenix is sold out. This race we're getting ready to talk about, Worldwide Technology at St. Louis, sold out as well in those grandstands, man. So I think overall NASCAR's headed in a way better direction than they were 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I'm telling you, it's headed in the right way, man. So be patient. Love the race that they got, because it's putting on a great show not only for fans. These drivers have got their hands full driving it. The fans are seeing a great show. The teams are having tough stuff with the pit stops and how to set the cars up. I think it's awesome, man. And everybody's got to remember, it's year 1 of the next-gen car, man. A couple more seasons, as long as NASCAR keeps their hands out of the cookie jar, doesn't make too many drastic changes year in and year out to these cars, we're going to continue to see awesome racing, man. So there again, this is going to make the knot for every single person out there that is not loving this next-gen car and the racing they're seeing, man. If y'all don't like it, cut the TV off, man. That's all I got to say. Moving right into that Charlotte recap, man, what a Coca Cola 600 it was. There again, want to give another big shout out to all those families out there that lost those loved ones, all the servicemen and women that lost their lives for the ultimate sacrifice to give us the freedoms on that day, to be able to drink cold beer, to be able to spend time with family, to be able to go to the races. For me to be able on the show and say what I want about NASCAR and talk about it, that's all because of ultimate sacrifices, man. So make sure nobody ever forgets that. That's what Memorial Day is all about. Remembering the ones lost, remembering the ones lost, but never forgetting, man. That's what it's about. But where do we even start, man? So many things happened in this race. It's going to take way too long to break it down. I'm going to break some key issues, man. We saw so many guys leading that race early, so many issues early. We saw Chase Elliott go for a lead, have issues. We saw Kyle Larson spinning out. We saw Elliott spinning out. We saw everybody and their mama have issues one point in time during that race, man. So that was an awesome Coca Cola 600. Matter of fact, it made history. It was the longest race ever. Not in time, but in miles that they ran. 619 plus miles they ran on that single race, 5 hours total. That didn't eclipse the overall time barrier there on the longest race, but the longest distance ever ran by NASCAR. Absolutely loved it, man. Never move it. Don't change it. 600 miles is perfect. I wish if that is the race we're going to get out of 600 miles, we should do it every week. That's all I'm saying, man. Trackhouse Racing, like I said, I'm going to pay some dividends to them. They had a great showing out of those two race cars. Maybe didn't get the finish late there that they deserved, but both Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez combined led the most laps out of any other team, any other driver on that race that day, man. And that's speaking kudos for a second-year team over there at Trackhouse. For a second-year team, these guys, I don't think I've ever seen it throughout history, a team that jumped on and made the moves and made the transition from year to year that they have. So everybody out there needs to give these guys some respect. Quit looking at them like they're dark horses, like they can't go out and win, they can't compete. They got something figured out over there at Trackhouse, man. They got some fast Chevrolets over there, brother. So be on the lookout for Daniel Suarez to get that win. Lawrence doesn't like the bow tie, but at the end of the day, I don't give a damn what Lawrence got to say either, y'all. So at the end of the day, man, make sure, I don't care who you are, you're giving a little bit of respect to Justin Marks and Pitbull for the money they're pumping in, the engineers they're hiring, and what they're doing in those out of those race shops, man. Big kudos. I'm going to pat you on the back. Atlanta man, Brandon Bain, and Rubbin and Grubbin give you a pat on the back, man. I expect Daniel Suarez to get a win, and I expect Ross Chastain to at least get one more before this season's over, man. Heard it here first, y'all. Kyle Larson had probably the worst race for the first half he ever had in a career, man. We're talking multiple pit stop penalties. We're talking spinning out. We're talking about all kinds of different things, man. Cliff Daniels probably gave one of the most epic pep talks, halftime speeches, if you will, ever. That man said, hey, we're halfway through. We've done this. We've done that. We've had this happen. We've had this happen. We're still here. There's not much more that can happen. Reset, refocus, go out, get them. He did, man. He put himself up front in contention to get that win, man. We saw the 14 car of Chase Briscoe go out, throw it out there 110%, sling that bad boy out there, cause that little bit of a late caution that we stacked up on that green-white checker, that first one. I tell you what, that's what Chase Briscoe does. He's going to hang it out there. We saw him do it at Bristol with Tyler Reddick. He's going to do it. We know he did it. He lost control. He spun out. Hey, man, Kyle Larson might have had it wrapped up had that not happened, man. But at the end of the day, decent finish for him, not great. Hey, man, moving on to the next one. Again, great team effort out of that 5 cam. I don't think I've seen a team effort complete from pit stop to crew chief to driver like I saw there in probably the last 4, 5, 6 years. Overcoming that much adversity, maintaining a cool head, still coming out and having a shot to win. That's Kyle Larson and that 5 team for you over there at Hendrick Motorsports, man. Get on it. Hey, Blaney had a great car too until he kind of made a little bit of a mistake there himself driving, got down on the apron, washed up, took out some good cars, man. He came out and said, hey, I couldn't see. I was following the 8. I got a little bit too far down. It's all on me. I love it when folks take ownership for what it is. He says, I hate it for me. I hate it for everybody else. But at the end of the day, it happens, man. But you own it. And my man, Ryan Blaney, owned it. Had a real fast race car, man. Look out. 12 getting it put together as these summer months are heating up, baby. Double overtime there, and Denny Hamlin comes home victorious. Started from the pole, worked his way back up there to that front position, man. Beat out teammate Kyle Busch. Hey, won Lawrence and us a little bit of kudos there, a little bit of money. I really wish Kyle Busch would have won. He would have finished second, would have won a little bit more money. But at the end of the day, man, great effort there out of the 11 team. Go out and get that win, get that last crown jewel in the crown of probably one of the best drivers to never win a championship, right? Got more wins than Dale Jr. Doesn't have a championship. I mean, at the end of the day, he's probably going to go down in history as one of the greatest ever to not win a championship, man. I mean, His career's not over. He can still go and get it done. This could be the year right here. I'm not going to take that away. I don't think, without championships, I don't think we can consider him as one of the greatest of all times. It's one of the greatest of all times without a championship. There's just way too many other guys out there that got championships. Very similar career to Denny Hamlin. We're going to see where it all plays out when he hangs up the racing shoes and the gloves, man. But at the end of the day, big shout out to that 11 team going out there and getting that checkered flag, man. That's the name of the game. That's the objective. He made it happen, man. We're going to pause again for station identification, y'all. It's hot as hell down here in Savannah, Georgia. Humid as shit. I'm telling you right now, y'all, it's really mild for this time of year. Usually we're up a little bit higher temps than this. I do got a nice little breeze out here tonight, but it ain't going to be long, man. We're going to be in those triple digits. Humid, humid, humid. South armpit, baby. That's what Savannah is, South armpit. Hold on for station identification right here at Coach's Corner Sport next with y'all. Cheers, man. So we're going to get right into that Worldwide Technology Raceway preview. Y'all know it as the old Gateway. That's what I know it as. I'm telling you, the ownership here has built a great racing complex there in St. Louis. I'm kind of bummed. I'm getting ready to head up somewhat in that area Sunday. Man, if it would be Monday race, I'd be there if it wasn't sold out, but it's sold out, man. So at the end of the day, get ready for an awesome race. Very unique style. It's kind of like a mini Darlington, if you will, in the shape. A couple corners are a little wider, longer. The other 3 and 4, or 1 and 2, are a little bit tighter. I tell you what, it's going to make some fits for some guys on how you set this car up. It's a little flat, 9 and 11 degrees. Man, I tell you what, it's going to be an awesome, awesome race. I'm ready for it. Trucks in this Xfinity have raced there throughout the years. I'm ready to see what these Cup cars can go out and do. With a sold-out crowd coming back to that Midwest, I think they're going to put on an awesome, awesome, awesome show, and I'm ready for it, man. Experience could mean a few things. We got a lot of Cup guys there now that has experience in the Truck Series and Xfinity. Kevin Harvick, probably above all others, has the most. Christopher Bell's got wins there. We got Ross Chastain got win there in the truck. So many guys got experience there throughout the Truck Series and throughout the Xfinity Series. We'll see what it means with the next gen. I think it's going to be more about hitting that setup on the head and making your changes. We'll see what everything else happens throughout that race. But at the end of the day, it's going to be exciting, man. Getting right into that top 5, I'm telling you guys right now, the 18 car is going to stay number 1 on quite a few of these lists. I think he's hot. He's running a lot of great races, man. He's bringing fast race cars. Until somebody, like I said, steps up and outduels him week in and week out as far as the speed goes, I'm going to have to take the 18 number 1. 2 for me, I'm going to go my main man right here. You see it, new Hooter shirt, y'all. Chase Elliott's coming in second on that list. Hooters jumping right back on board for the sponsor this week. Hey, this could be a premonition right here, man. Breaking down big things. You could see that 9 car in Victory Lane there in St. Louis. I'd love it, man. 3 for me. Hard not to bet against a guy that just goes out and win the week before. Denny Hamlin at 11. I tell you, when you bring what you need your car to do and the racetracks that are combined to kind of compare to Gateway, the 11's got a pretty good track record at quite a few of them. So I'll take the 11 third this week, y'all. 4 for me again, another Hendrick car. Got to be William Byron. He's had a couple off weeks, hadn't quite showed the speed, hadn't got the finishes, man, but I still think that he can go out and get it done there again. Got a great crew chief in Rudy Fugel, man. He's a good driver. If they put it all together, you could see that 24 there in Victory Lane. 5 for me, moved down a little bit this week, but no other than Kyle Larson. You talk about a guy that I think can go out and drive any style race car, any style racetrack, it's Kyle Larson, man. That is the guy right there, brother, 100%. So make sure you look out for that 5 this weekend as well. Couple dark horses, not going too dark again. I'm going to stay on this bandwagon until my premonition and my knowledge, either he wins or he really has some bad weeks in a row, and that's the 20 of Christopher Bell, man. I think that this guy right here is heating up. Finished 5th at Charlotte. That's in the last 5 races, 3 top 5, 2 top 10s. 5 top 10s in the last 5 races, man. Christopher Bell's heating up, getting into these summer months. I think this could be where he goes ahead and gets that checkered flag there for that 20 team. Other guy to look out for, way down there in the odds this week, but there again, having really fast race cars, just not quite getting the finishes. That's got to be the 23 of Bubba Wallace, man. They got him put way down in the odds this week. I'll have to see if I jump on that bandwagon for a real long shot win. I don't know about that yet, but I'm telling you right now, they've had speed. he can go out and get the job done. He's won a race before. He can definitely win another, man. So watch out for that 23 car as well. Money bet, again, like I said, the way I'm starting to do this now is we're breaking down 3 tiers, man. In that top tier, again, it's going to be hard to bet against the favorites. You know Kyle and Kyle are both going to be the favorites again. Chase Elliott got pretty good odds, so if you're out there looking to lock something in solid, I would definitely take one of those 3 cars to win. Second tier for me, man, you got Christopher Bell, William Byron, and Ryan Blaney all coming in with very similar odds. All 3 of those guys have showed potential. All 3 have had really fast race cars over the last 5-6 weeks. I think in tier 2, you look there to lock a guy in for a little bit longer odds for a win, a little bit bigger shot at some money. Third tier, man, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Daniel Suarez all locked themselves in around the same odds. They're a little bit deeper in that field. I think they're all safe bets. We've seen Harvick come home with a 3rd place finish there at Charlotte. He's building it up, building momentum in the right direction. Good showing by Briscoe as well, so we're seeing the cars are getting faster as we go. I tell you what, Daniel Suarez led a lot of laps. The man is heating up. The man's got good equipment coming out of that Trackhouse camp, so you got to look out for the 99 this weekend as well. So there again, y'all choose who y'all want to lock in. I'd take one out of every 3, whether it be for a win or maybe some of these guys a little bit better odds, lock them in for a top 3. But at the end of the day, they're all safe bets, man. All could win you some money. Look, I've been telling everybody NASCAR is kind of like a game of roulette, man. There's 38 to 40 guys out there, and you're trying to pick one that's going to go out here and win. Some numbers are going to pay better odds than others, a little bit different than roulette, but at the end of the day, it's a hard choice when you got 40 different potential winners out there, man. So look, y'all make your own choice. I'm going to make mine. We'll see who comes out with the money at the end of the day, man. Want to give a big shout out here before we head into this next segment of the show. Mr. Lamar's Body Shop up here on Skidaway. Y'all been in service 35 years. He sponsors the hard right turn, which we're getting ready to get into. And what a better segment to sponsor than a body shop, man. Lamar, like I said, been in business 35 years out there, serving the Savannah area. Great guy, know him personally. Awesome, awesome dude. Very charitable. Always donates into our, Checkered Flag for Charity. All our causes here at Coaches, not only mine. Every charitable event we hold at Coaches, Lamar is one of the guys that donates to it. So at the end of the day, very charitable guy. Great, amazing work, automotive body-wise, man. Like I'm telling you guys now, whether it be paint, whether it be repair, hey, if you need that quote for those pesky insurance folks that we all know you need to get your car fixed up, go see Lamar on Skidaway, man. A hop, skip, and a jump from Coaches. So if you drop your car off for an estimate, come out here to Coaches, man. Get some food and maybe a little cold drink, man, depending on what you wrecked it for or what happened. But, come out to Coaches, show that support as well. But there again, Lamar's Automotive Body Shop, man, sponsoring that hard right turn, brother. Love you, Lamar. Thank you, man. Getting right into that hard right turn, not too much to do with racing or where we're headed in that way as far as the car goes. I got some questions that I want everybody's opinion watching. Anybody that watches this would love to get your opinion on it. And it's more or less about moving dates around in NASCAR schedule and or moving the All-Star race and the season finale. So if you've been watching my show since we started, man, a few years ago, I've been somebody that is preaching really, really hard that I think NASCAR needs to do a lottery draw. Not so much draft picks. We're not drawing new cars. That's up to ownership. That's up to farm teams. That's up to whoever's going to put their butt in the seat. That's team ownership and all that. But what I mean by that is the schedule. We saw during the pandemic, every sport shut down. NASCAR was the first to come back. Cities being locked down, tracks not being able to go to and race. They had to come up with a totally different game plan for it, right? NASCAR did great, man. We bounced around. We went to this place. We did Wednesday races. We did double headers on Saturday and Sunday. We did so many different things as a sport to make the world go round and make our fans happy and make me happy. I mean, I'm a fan. Make it happen. These guys made it happen, man. So at the end of the day, my question is, would you guys like to see the All-Star race and season finale moved around? My opinion, I'd love it. Like I said, getting back into it with the championship, we should have 5 staple tracks, man, that are in it. Darlington should stay. Talladega should stay. Martinsville should stay to me. The other 2 are kind of up in the air. I mean, we could go a couple different ways and directions with it. A road course is great, the Roval, whatever it may be. And another one, 5 staple tracks that are going to be in it every year. We know the weather's right. We know that, there's not going to be any issues as far as it snowing, being cold, et cetera, which I don't really care about because I used to go to the season finale in Atlanta, there again in November in Atlanta, and we all know what the weather is there. So at the end of the day, it can happen outside of, let's say, Michigan, Pocono, a few other little racetracks there. But at the end of the day, I think we should put X amount of tracks into a lottery machine, spin them up, draw 5 out, set that schedule. We should do that at the award ceremony during that championship award week that we have in Nashville now, Las Vegas, wherever it's held. At the end of the day, I think it'd be great for the sport, not only for the new hype around it, like, oh, we're going to some different racetracks. We're not the same old playoff track. We don't know what to expect. We're going here at different times of year. I think also those fan bases that might have seen their last race in June or only get that one date a year in April or whatever it may be, they're going to get exposed to championship style racing, playoff style racing. So it leads me into believe that championship race should be moved around every 2 to 3 years. Now I know it's all about the dollar bill, it's all about viewership, it's all about attendance, but at the end of the day, I think the direction we're headed in the sport now, we can do that. So I would personally love to see the new Atlanta Motor Speedway in the chase, whether it be the super speedway package we saw in March, that was an awesome race, or whether it be a full horsepower package. I've been saying it for all year. Run super speedway in March, that second date should be full horsepower, man. Open them up, let them run. If we can do it at Texas and we can do it at Charlotte, we can definitely do it at Atlanta, man. So that's just my opinion on that. Now moving into the All-Star race, there again, it's been moved around. We saw it at Charlotte for so many decades. We saw it move to Bristol during the pandemic, which was an awesome All-Star race. We've been seeing it at Texas for the last few years. Awesome race there, in my opinion, as well. So why can't we move it around? Why can't we jump over and throw it in Atlanta? Why can't we jump in and throw it in a short track like Martinsville or New Hampshire on a second date? Or, hey, let's take it out and let's see what California does this time of the year. The All-Star race can be moved. And the biggest complaint I've gotten on some of my social media is, well, that's ball and bat sports. Man, look here. Every reason I just gave you, NASCAR can do it. Ball and bat sports, the Super Bowl changes, the World Series is all based off, who's locked into that. Basketball does it in the playoffs on who's locked into that. Hockey does it the same way. NASCAR can be no different. Ball and bat sport, there's not much different, man. It's all about viewership. It's all about keeping those fans entertained and keeping those numbers up. And right now, I just think it's something we need to look into as a sport. Let's not build more new racetracks. Let's not go to more new racetracks. Let's not race 9 road courses. Let's figure out what we can do with the schedule to also bring hype to the sport. Let's also figure out what we can do with the All-Star race to give different fan bases in different geographic areas of the country the same enjoyment that these people get in Charlotte, that they get in Bristol, that they get in Texas. Come on, man. Let's do it in other parts of the country as well. That's just my thoughts. Would love to hear what you guys have to say. Please comment on this on our YouTube. Like I said, there again on our Twitter. Write some comments on there, man. Let me know what you think about it. Moving right into that grubbing part, man, that's going to wrap it up for the rubbing. Going on to the grubbing, I got one of my wife's favorite. This is the staple here at Coach's. It's one of the best salads I've ever eaten in my life. It's one of the best salads I'm ever going to have, man. I'm telling you, it is awesome, 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 man. So it's coming up. We got that Gamecock salad. Now, I got this my wife's way, man. Fried, feta, fully loaded, all the veggies. Bringing home ranch to her, man. I'm probably going to have a few bites of this. This is an awesome salad here. Coach's Corner has quite a few salad options. You can get it grilled, you can get it blackened, you can get it fried, you can get it buffaloed. So many different choices of dressing as well. So like I say, y'all, if you hadn't checked it out yet, make sure you come out and check some food out from Coach's Corner, man. Awesome. Not a bad thing on this menu, y'all. Want to give a big shout out there as well to PJ Zuko and ESPN 104.3. ESPN Coastal, man. You hadn't seen Green White Checkered or listened to Green White Checkered the last couple weeks. Last week, PJ was under the weather, man. Not feeling well this past week. Kind of caught a couple weeks to recover here. We're getting on to it. We're getting it done this Sunday, so make sure you guys tune in. You can catch that every single Sunday, 9 to 9:30, ESPN Coastal 104.3. You can even stream it live on ESPN Coastal's Facebook page, so make sure you tune in, man. PJ does a great job hosting. A little bit more, kind of renowned than this show. We kind of like to get down and dirty, cuss a little bit on this one. We're going to catch everything up in NASCAR that happens from this Wednesday to Sunday. PJ does an awesome job, man, putting that show on. I'm happy I'm able to be a part of it every year. So there again, big shout out to Mr. PJ Suko over there at 104.3 ESPN Coastal, man, and all their partners for allowing us to do Green White Checkered as well. Tune in Sunday, 9 to 9:30, 104.3, y'all. Check it out, man. Want to give a big shout out to all the coaches show as well, man. I got one of my main man here, Travis Judon watching along, man. He's behind the scenes right now. Thanks for the support, brother. You can catch that Hot Grits every Tuesday, dropping that new episode, man. You can catch it anywhere you stream your podcast, man. That's Hot Grits. Make sure you check them out. These boys are breaking down everything in sports, very knowledgeable, giving their opinions, man, local, national. These boys are wild, man. They do an awesome, awesome podcast. I enjoy listening to it. Lawrence listening to it, man. A lot of support for them, so make sure you're supporting as well. If you like sports shows, that's a good one that's out there, man. Make sure you tune in to that Carl DeMasi Sports Report as well. Coach also is dropping every Tuesday that new middle of the week show, Who's on First Base with Kyle Lawson, keeping you up to date on everything MLB, man. It is an awesome, awesome get. Coach does a great job, man, on both shows. Like I said, that DeMasi Sports Reports for all the local sports, keeping you up to date. Who's on First Base, all about baseball, man. So there again, make sure you're showing the support for Coach DeMasi as well, man. 19th hole, I don't even know what to say about them boys. Them boys are MIA until the Masters next year probably, man. But if you hadn't seen it yet, go check it out on YouTube. Lawrence produces that one as well. That is a crazy show. You saw me and Travis up there giving up golf picks. And if you notice, I'm not very knowledgeable about PGA Tour, bro. So don't ever follow my advice on it. It's kind of like I just pick a long shot and hope they win, man. But that's what it's all about, man. All right, man, we're going to wrap it up. I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. Like I said, I hope the kids are living up that summer, man. That's what it's all about. Go get skinned up knees. Go get dirty. Go jump in a pond. Go roll in a mud hole, man. Be a kid. Live it up while you can, man. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. As I always say, man, hug your loved ones out there. Give them a kiss. Tell them how much you care about them. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. And until next time, y'all, as always, bam. Wash your hands, y'all. Love y'all, man.